Anyways, let's do some shooting. Oh, beautiful. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Hopefully this is coming through live and coming through live and clear at whatever the phrase is. The brain has gone to mush already. It's one of them days. I only walked in the house at 22 minutes past 7. So this has been a little bit craziness to find all the cables to plug everything in. Get everything set up, because I was actually organised and put the live stream out this afternoon, not just at the last minute. So thank you very much for coming along, and we will catch up with chat now. Hi, good afternoon, Aussie. Hi, Paula, welcome. I'm not sure if you watched. I presume you've watched before. Anyways, welcome, Paula from the Netherlands. Good evening, Paul. It's been a while. Hope you're well. Evening, Tomek, as well. Always good to see the regulars. And hello, Peter. Nice to see you here as well. Coming through loud and clear. Fantastic. We're going to switch all that off then. Yeah, just let me know. I mean, obviously, I'm coming through loud and but I've moved the mic a little bit. It's a little bit lower. Just so we can get a little bit closer, because when I watched, I think I watched last week's back, and it was a little bit quieter when I'd dropped the gain level on the mic, so that was just that. Hi Jerome, good to see you as well. Always nice to see everybody here. So right, it's Tuesday again. These roll round rather quickly. Right, at the minute, forewarning, at the minute I am planning on not doing Friday night's stream, but I may have a video for you at the weekend, just because I've got loads of stuff to do over the remaining days of this week. I would like to get my website sorted. That's probably going to take a day. I want my newsletter out. That's probably going to take a day. And I would like to get at least one video edited together, so that might take Friday. So hopefully that will be all ready for you by the weekend. So look out, make sure you're subscribed, hit the bell icon and all that stuff. Hopefully there will be a video, the first video since about February, like proper video, proper out and about video, since about February. So do watch out for that. I say I'll do that, and I might never actually get around to it. Such is life. That's just the way things are going at the minute. I'm thinking, when did I it was Friday, excuse me. Yeah, I raced back to the house. Well, raced as quickly as I could get back. Raced back to the house to make sure I was back in time, and then a bit dry, so I have been slurping a bit. Right, what was I going to say? I last spoke to you on Friday. I don't think anything. I was going to say something then. I've forgotten what I was going to say. Not to worry, it'll not be important. Anyways, good evening, Kazi. I hope you're well, and yes, you've made it on just about on time. Well done, you. Evening, John. Good to see you, as always. And good evening, Diane. And Diane, I'm probably going to disappoint you here, but I haven't yet to open up that keg of cider. So, just saving it a little bit longer. Just the weekend just disappeared on us, and there's no point starting drinking at 10 o'clock at night, really. So, it remains untapped and in the fridge, ready for when I finally get round to it. So, evening, Ray. Good to see you. And hello, Aileen. Good to see you as well. Right. A couple of weeks ago, I sold a print. Woohoo! And I thought, well, I'll just bring up the one that was purchased. Is that one or was it? Come here. I will bring it up when I found the right one. I think it's that one. I hope I sent them the right one. I didn't realise there was two versions. Let me switch screens so you can see that one. Yeah. So I sold a print of this, and this goes back to 2018, back end of 2018. And when I was looking at this, I did have a look at some of the other images that were taken around about it. And then I sort of like going through the other images. I thought I can hopefully make something better out of those. So that's tonight's challenge, is to try to make something a little bit better. Maybe so one of the other ones I made at the same time was this one. Once it loads, these are all of Dunstanburgh Castle. So yeah, both of them I quite like. But again, with eyes 18 months on, I think we could probably make something a little bit better. So that's what we're going to try to do tonight. Just basically to fill in another episode. So what I've got to do is remember, just, look at the information that I did capture that evening. It was a very, very nice evening. Got some lovely light on the ruins. Unfortunately, I was shooting it with the Canon M50, and I hadn't had it that long, so my settings knowledge of it was a bit pants at the time. I should just have used the D700, but at the time I was restricting myself to the M50, and therefore that's why stuff's a bit pants. So yeah, there's some nice data here. They're all quite dark because I'm an idiot. So they all need, if I'm going to use them, they need to be lightened up again. But hopefully you can kind of see the lovely light I was getting that evening. So we were going to, I think I've brightened some of these up, just trying to get something. Yeah, I think it's these closer up ones I was thinking of, because the light was beautiful, even though this doesn't look it. It was very, very nice. So was I thinking about these close in ones, or was I thinking about others? It might have been them distant ones, Let me think. I can't even remember the images I was thinking about. Seemed like a good idea about a fortnight ago when I found these. Let us go back to these ones back here. We'll go for the distance ones. So we are looking at... Do we look at these ones? So this is what happens when you walk in the house with 5 minutes to go. You are ill prepared. Yeah, well, alright, we'll play with these ones. Right, okay, start about. Start with that one. That one looks alright. Looking for ones with movement. Or abstraction. I should mark these two and then I know what they are. Where we're up to there. Yeah, something like that one. Another one like that one. It's quite strong. Very detailed, that one. The M50 showing all modern cameras as they come showing that they do capture quite a lot of before you've got a chance to move the camera. So that one and that one, I think. They are already red indeed. Yeah, I think they look quite different to my normal work because it was shot on a different camera. So type of camera is important. Don't forget that. Right, what am I doing? I've forgotten how to work these things. Right, so we've got all of these. I don't think I'm wanting to edit using 9 layers. So, yeah, right. So we can probably just do another selection of these. Or deselection, well, that one can go. I think that one doesn't need to be. Them can be lightened. Right, there's a few less there anyway. So just a 7 to work from. Right, we will now get developing. No people, but there was sheep there, Paul. Lots of sheep. But yeah, I think that actually I was there in August, which was round about the time you were up. I was there in August about the late morning. Absolutely rammed. Absolutely rammed. Right, let us start fixing some of this stuff. So just these new default presets from Adobe, not Portrait, Andy. Let's go Vivid. Get some of that colour. So Vivid, but we need... That's lens corrections taken care of, but we'll open up vignetting because it's quite dark. Detail, we still want noise reduction because the M50 has terrible ISO noise. Auto for the colour. Has that done anything? No. Daylight. No. Cloudy. Even that's a bit crap. Auto it will have to be. Bring the exposure up. Just a wee bit. Bit of contrast. Exposure up a little bit more. Not that much, Andy. Highlight, shadow, open the shadows up a little bit more. Increase the whites. Decrease the blacks a little bit. They may well have been scared off by my waving, or just scared of me and my hunter wellies. Don't be cheeky, Tomek. I admit the colours on the Canon can be nice at times, but remember my Nikon is 12 years old, so that's why the colour's a little bit off. The new Nikons are even worse by the looks of it from what I've seen. Oh yeah, let's add in a bit of magenta on the tint there, just hint towards that evening kind of colour. Texture don't really need to bother with all of that. Lovely jubbly, right. Yeah, let's not do too much in Lightroom because the stream is probably going to die. Right, so we have a castle in a landscape. Whoop-de-doo. Bit of a tone curve. Lift that, pull that down. Right, something like that. I'm not entirely sure. It'll do. It'll do. You would have thought with all this cloud it would have ended up being a beautiful sunset, but it didn't. It was trash. This was the one bit of light we got. And unfortunately I was pointing my Canon at it rather than my Nikon. If it had been Nikon with us, it would have been a way better image, Tomek, right? It would have been a way better image. Right. Should be no dust spots because the lens has never been off that camera. So we will sync those settings across the whole calash, and we'll see. Actually, we will just forget where we got up to. 7, wasn't it? So then those ones, and we will go to library and then just flick through each one. Some of these might need lightened, so yeah, something like that one might need a touch more exposure, just so it's a little bit more balanced. Not too much. About there. About there. And that one the same. Right, let us now edit these into Photoshop, which we'll have to wait an age for because I haven't opened it yet. So we'll talk amongst yourselves whilst that loads up. Actually, whilst that is loading, I will stick on screen my wall of patrons from Patreon. A newly updated list with my new patrons for July. Welcome along, Aileen and Diane, for your patronage. So if anybody else is interested in getting their names up in lights on the wall of patrons, head across to my Patreon and you will get, well, you'll get this month's wallpaper, the desktop wallpaper, in the next couple of days. So if you're interested in that, head over there. And of course, thank you to Larry and Jerry for their upper echelon contribution. Very, very generous of everybody that contributes. Thank you so much for that. Have we finished loading yet? No, we're still waiting. There's no guarantee. For some reason, the tool for the Nick collections kind of failed as well. Not sure why that's not appearing. It probably really wants me to update to the new version. Come on, computer. I should maybe never have actually loaded 7 files from the M50. It's a bit of a heavy load for my old machine. 7 Nikon D700 files would be enough for it. And probably when we get through it, I'll not use half the layers anyway. Are we done, nearly? We're done, finally. Thank you. Photoshop. Yeah, Photoshop, you've lost the Nikon, the Nick collection tool is not showing. Make me angry. Right. Well, that multiplies out of the question. Looking through the blend modes, and interesting. For something that's a little bit abstract there, that could be nice. Right. Overlay. I guess something really abstract like that could be cool. Overlay, soft light, they're all quite... They really need that detailed layer taken out, don't they? Right, okay. Okay. Trash. Yeah, so this kind of abstract version in... yeah, that's that layer that just needs that taken out. Just wonder if that's can be layered in to where it should be. Should be about there. Thanks, Paul. Yeah, for some reason, I mean, it's there. It's on me when I hover over the thing. It's there, but then it just disappears. So when it's not actually loading for me there to be able to pick the tool from, I have to flatten the image. Well, not flatten the image, but make a new layer where everything's combined. It is a pain. Right, okay, maybe that one in there wasn't. It reduces the abstractness. Like that, actually, that effect there. Okay. Okay, leave that one out. That one doesn't make much difference. Actually, that one without. So we're down to 4 layers. Interesting image. Yeah, leave that in because it just because it's misaligned a little bit. It's not too obvious like it is there. Right, so we can go something quite different. So this is the thing with different cameras will give different results. I am very, very much attuned to my Nikon, but obviously using a more modern Canon camera, very different. The information renders very differently. So, you know, your type of camera can dictate your style. Right, curves adjustment. And also on this one, we may not even go into analog effects. We may just go for some kind of abstract image. Not like that though. I would kind of like to highlight that it is the setting sun hitting it. So maybe ignore all that color stuff. Selective color. Yeah, adding a little bit of red into the front there. Or a lot of it into the front there. So that's, I mean, this selective color adjustment layer, I don't use it much, but it's the odd thing I've started using it for, just when I want to do something abstract. Hi David, good to see you. Yeah, that's warmer. Those yellows, add in some blue. It's kind of changing these bits here. Something like that. Hue and saturation. Just playing with the sliders. I like there's a little bit of colour coming in on that side there, so we don't need to, because I was imagining I'm just cropping in kind of square here. Select file, then select automate. Yeah, we'll try that later. Blues. Blue the blue, okay, that's all the way up there. That's not going to do anything. Magentas, that's probably the halfway house. No, that's not doing anything anyway. No, I'm fine with that as a base, to be honest. So I'm thinking we'll jam this into Analog Efex Pro anyway. I'll just make that new top layer, and then filter Analog Efex Pro. File, all right. I'll do it in the next one. When we come out of it, we'll see what happens. Something on it's probably got a bit confused. Right, my usual colour combinations will probably be way off on some of these. Oh, you can really see how horrible the Canon ISO noise problem is. It's horrible. Horrid. Looking through the presets. Not a lot there. Alright, maybe one of these ones. Look to blend that line in. Better. Warm. Put them to default strength and don't want anything faded. Something like that, levels and curves. And zero that out. Just playing around, just thinking about this area here, kind of discounting all this because I think I would crop it out. Right, thank you, chaps. I will try that in the morning. Later in a bit. Look at the state of this ISO noise, and that's with it getting cleaned up to start with. Terrible. Never buy Canon. It's crap. I must admit, when I bought the Canon M50, the one thing that I was horrified by, because it's such a new camera, is that even at ISO 100, it is terribly, horribly noisy on a bright, sunny day. You know, I could understand it if it was dark, but it wasn't. Shot at ISO 100 and it is noisy as hell. It's a good job it's a video camera mainly. That's all I can say. Because otherwise it's a bit pants. Right, double exposure. We want some rotate just to soften these lines. And to get rid of some of that ISO noise as well. Let's soften that up a bit. Lovely. Can we add in a bit more colour? Kind of leave it like that. Give it a kind of a graphical kind of feel. Almost like a lino print type of shot. I'm presuming the horrible ISO on the Canon alien here. That's why we shoot Nikon. Unless the Nikon's or is bad, I don't know. But yeah, the only reason I would buy a Canon is for their superior multiple exposure functions and video, obviously. I mean, I'd imagine their higher end cameras are a lot better at ISO, controlling ISO noise, because you couldn't get much worse. Right, let's just have another go. Right, what was it? File, automate, Nick collection, selective tool. Nothing happened. It made me, well, I think the D7-100, I think it's a crop sensor and it's got lots of megapixels. So obviously all them megapixels on a crop sensor makes things noisier. And that'll be why this Canon is 24 megapixels, but it's a tiny mirrorless sensor. Whereas my D700, it's a full frame camera, full frame sensor, but it's only 12 megapixels, so it's as clean as anything. It's brilliant. Right, so this one I was gonna just cheap. You're not. Yeah, that selective tool is actually there, it's just not showing. So pass. Yes, it is definitely fooked, Paul. Not good at all. Anyways, I'll sort that out. I'll probably have to update it or something. Grr, more money. Excuse me. Right, what was I going to do? I was going to have another go with this and another... Come here. In another... Oh, the base ones. I mean, the noise in the base image is terrible. Well, yeah, I was going to say the ones when the way I make them. Obviously, when I do the double exposure stuff, then that's like moved around, but it's usually scaled to 400%. So, what ISO noise is there? You are scaling that up by 400% and then mixing it with other layers, so it does become very apparent. That's why like even with my very clean Nikon, that's why I always dial the noise reduction to around about 50. Really, for the Canon, I should probably go in for noise reduction of about 80, just to try to get it flattened as much as I can. But yeah. It's just one of them modern camera problems, I think. I don't know. The camera I use is 12 years old. So I have very little to compare it with. It's not like people are giving me cameras to test out and see what I think and all that kind of stuff. So I have a 12-year-old camera and a 2-year-old camera that the M50 is. One is obviously better than the other. This one is... quite interesting, maybe. No, it's not. Not interesting in the slightest. That green is vile as well. You can turn that off straight over here. Just wondering if these will blend and create anything nice. No, it won't. Same shot, really, isn't it? There's just not much to go on because it's all quite sharp. I bet. How you differentiate between the noise and the stars. A little bit of interest of that kind of colour there. Keep it dark. Look at the ISO noise. My word. He's vile. If I do that, does that kind of make that obvious that that's not there? Yeah, it's probably better without that on. It's better with it on. I'm going to knock that blue down. Something a little bit more neutral. Right. I don't know about that, Peter. I don't know about that. This is me just fiddling around as usual. Mount Olympus. I must admit, I don't know what Mount Olympus looks like. The one thing I'm thinking about is the for some reason is the was it the Ralph Bakshi or whatever that he did the original Lord of the Rings animated film. Ralph Bakshi or something. Some of the like the live shot stuff that they kind of converted into cartoon or whatever animation. I think it's just like the solid colours, like the vivid colours and the, you know, like black outlines kind of thing. That's making me think of that for some reason. Anyway, I'm quite happy with that. I'm thinking, you know, a crop, something like that. Chop off that end anyway. Possibly. Excuse me. try to clean up some of this ISO noise. I don't know. It's going to be hard. I mean, of course, what I could have done is just used the define thing in the NIC collection to flatten all this out anyway. Would be probably better. This is going to be a quick one tonight. It's only 10 past. Brilliant. Okay. Right. Look at this noise. Look at it. I know that's from duplicating stuff further, because obviously you can see the original size of the noise. Then all this stuff is the 400% noise. So that's just... Oh. It's a good job it's graphical. Right, the nickel filter. Define. Let's just see if it can clean some of it up. I bet it can't. Can't stop working and just do it. Well, you haven't done much there, so... Manual. Oh, maybe that was automatic. It was manual I was wanting. Right, draw box there. Away. Crying out loud. Add a jobby. Stick that there. Add another jobby there. It's still pants, isn't it? Can't even clean up the original stuff. How bad it is. Right, you can disappear. You can disappear. I basically I've got very little idea what I'm doing in define. But I just notice it doesn't really. Oh, measure noise, that would help Andy. You dumb shit. And that one, measure noise there. And let's see how clean we can get now. Working, it's a little bit, you can see in the preview in the bottom right hand corner. There's a bit of a difference. In certain areas there's a little big difference. That's better. That's how clean it should be. And obviously where this original noise was, a lot cleaner. Look at the comparison. Obviously you lose a bit of definition, but hey, it's better than nothing. Let that do its magic and save another layer. Let's have a look at that noise now. I mean, it's kind of messy, like, but that's to be expected. But like in this area here, it was quite... I'll just take that layer away. See all that noise on the original one? After define, it's a lot flatter. I mean, this isn't pleasant, but it's better than that. Happy days, that's better, right. Stick them into a folder. And this one I want to clean up as well. Or was it? Oh, with us doing the duplication layer, I think that's not too bad. That's probably passable. Yeah. Because with us doing the rotation blur, it took all that detail out. So, too bad at all. Right, so that's the other version, that's that version. And actually that by itself's not that great, is it? So we've got two versions. We will just save that. Actually, what I'll do, I will delete these unused layers just to save a little bit of memory. Right, that's them away. Just file and save this back in the Lightroom. And then I'll do another one for the other version we made. Yeah, I mean, I don't think you'll be seeing these ones in my calendar for next year. That's for certain. It's not really me. As per usual, it kind of feels like I'm forcing it. But we'll see. See what happens. I'm hoping these are going to crop down quite nicely. Hopefully getting a nice square or something. God, how long does it take to save a file into a hard drive? It takes so long. Jesus Christ. Finally, right. Knock that one off. Back to that one. Flatten. File. Save as 2. Save. Back to Lightroom, and here we are. Give them 3 stars. Right, new copy. Cropping tool. Straight away, square crop, because that's kind of what I was thinking. Bring that down. We want it central. Want it smack bang in the middle. Just a little bit off, maybe. Something like that. Probably won't. Actually, looking at it like this, I think it needs a bit of light. Exposure. Exposure maybe is not the right thing. White. How about a grad filter? No, actually, no. Done. Go to a radial filter. And just surround that castle. Invert the bugger. And then obviously it's already from the last thing, it's got plus 0.51 whatchamacallit exposures. But it's retaining the control around the castle. Shut up, phone. And then it's a lot lighter. That looks better. A bit brighter. Right, create virtual copy. Go for another crop of some description. Yeah, let's go panoramic. See what comes. I don't particularly like these blotches of red on the right hand side, obviously. Maybe cope with that. Not sure about the positioning. No, I don't like that positioning. A little bit higher. It is what it is. Right. Yeah, let's try another more traditional 2x3. Traditional. I don't think 2x3 is traditional. I think it's very digital. 4x5. I think that's when that red bit becomes a distraction. It's right on the edge there, so maybe I can just about get away with it. It's a bit in the middle, but not a worry. Yeah, that's okay. Hi Simon, by the way. Thank you for coming along. Thank you very much. Maybe it's atmospheric. I think quite graphical actually. Tomek, I have no idea. I talk out my backside. It was 2x3 because a lot of digital cameras are 2x3. But as I always equate film photography to be like narrower, like 4x5s. I don't know. Like I said, talking out with yours. Hey, so that one's bled to death, I think. So this version, which is obviously a lot darker, I think we could darken that cloud a bit more as well. Before we get going, we could darken that back. I thought I could hear rain for a minute there. Right. So that. Do I want another one down here along the bottom? Don't want to go too much. So maybe he's half a stop-ish. Yeah, just tail it off from there. Maybe it's a softer one. Large format film is a bit bigger though. There is a different aspect, isn't it? I don't know, like I said. But your digital cameras are all kind of built around 35mm, so well, like, you know, you get in your medium and large format, it's like 8x10s and things like that, isn't it? So that's your different crop. That's probably why, I think. I don't know. Radial filter, just knock that back a wee bit. Yeah, we could increase the contrast just on there. All right, create a virtual copy, and then I think we'll be starting off. We'll be aiming for a 1:1. 16:9 is definitely digital. That's me telly, me YouTube thumbnail, me everything. And a 9:16 is for Instagram stories as well. Always got to remember that. Turn it the other way on for them. Unless you're on an old Android phone, then it's a bit different. Actually, I don't think this is going to be a 4:5, 8:10. So, you know, like 8:10, that's kind of what I equate film photography to be. But obviously, you know, your 35mm is still 3:2. And this is why I talk out my arse a lot. Done. That's cropped off that horrible edgy bit. And what I think I will look at is a vignette. Maybe to go quite heavy. I used to do lots of post-cropping vignetting. But I seem to have not do it so much these days. Okay. Let's try a wider crop. Let's go for a YouTube thumbnail. 16 by 9 or an HD television, whatever you want to call it. See, this is a distraction. It's too overbearing. So that is not going to work. Cropping in a lot though, that's the, no, that's too low. Yeah, it's gonna be a, let's see, 2 by 3, just ease that up and down, something around about there. Well, I'm glad you lot have confidence in this image, because I don't. I am flailing around in the dark with with these ones tonight. These are the types that I would have abandoned many minutes ago. I mean, that one, yeah, it's definitely a square crop image. I don't mind this one, and then this image. This 8 by 10 version, I think maybe it just needs a tweak. And its positioning. Oh shit, where are its extremes? Just a wee bit across, maybe. Something like that. Feels it's a little bit more central now. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. But yeah, kind of like this little patch of red in the background. Kind of looks, possibly looking like a distant rain shower, just kind of catching a glimpse of the light, the setting sun. You got to think about things like that. I'll believe you all then, Peter. For me, I'm lost with it. But if you guys like it, then fair enough. I'm happy. I'm happy if you're happy. I will just shrug my shoulders and move on. I don't know if it'll get through the selection process, Diane, for that. It's got to go through my selection process first, remember. Yeah. But you're all far too kind, and yes, Kazi, like very small adjustments can make a huge difference with these. Especially, I mean, like a tweak on colour and positioning, you know, they're the big ones. They can make a big difference on how the image turns out. You know, like one adjustment one way too much, and you can lose an image. It can be quite frustrating. So yeah. Right, so does this mean I have to put this into the possible calendar entry pile? I'm trusting in you guys that I will get more than 3 sales if this image is in it. So, on your head be it if I don't sell out. That's something I really need to dedicate some time into, is getting that all sorted out and organised in the near future. Alright, I'll just have an inspect of the image. Okay. Right, okay. It might get put forward. It might get put forward into a calendar then. We'll see. I will add it to the list. You might have to remind me. Right, okay. Well, anyways, thank you for your feedback. Because without it, it would be binned. So, is it better than the one I sold, which was that one? No, it wasn't. It wasn't that one. Which one was it I sold? That one. That one. So, is it better than the one that I sold? I know it's a completely different image. I'll hold you to that, Peter. Remember, I'm only getting 50 printed, so it only needs 5 of you to buy 10. Yeah, right. You can buy as many as you want. Right. Yeah. Anyway, back to this. What was I gonna do? Apart from end the stream. Back to front. That's the one. That's the wrong button. You stop there. Both have their merits. Well, I suppose they do, Diane. They do indeed. Right, I'll just get this kind of figured out. Studio. Right, Paul speaks sense. Yeah. It's thankfully it's all good fun and a bit of a laugh. Right, what was I doing? That one. Yeah, so yes, I will put it forward as a possible calendar shot. We'll see what happens. You never know. We'll see what happens. Right, that will do for tonight. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. If you've enjoyed this episode, please do leave a like. I know I can see many of you already have. Leave a like, leave comments afterwards as well. That's always helpful. And of course it'll be on the channel for a while yet, and then linked through the playlist when I do eventually get around to taking the making it unlisted, because that's what we do with live streams, because YouTube knackers the algorithm because of them. So that will do for tonight. Again, probably a video coming at the weekend, but at the minute, no live stream on Friday. One of the reasons is that I've barely got any images left. So you're probably right, Diane, because it was shot on a Canon. I don't like it. Yeah, that might be the reason. You've got it in one. I love my Nikon. Right. Yeah, so watch out for a video this weekend if I finally get it going. If I finally get time to edit it. Fingers crossed, website launch before the end of the week. Fingers crossed. Me monthly newsletter will be out. Obviously, I missed June out, so the next issue is July's. But I'm trying to get back so it comes out at the beginning of the month, not 2 minutes from the end of the month. So keep an eye out for all those. Thank you again for all your support, especially you, everybody that comes here every week. Thank you to those. Thank you to everybody that has joined my Patreon little community. Keep an eye out for an update in the next couple of days for your July wallpaper if you're in that group, and all the other stuff that goes with it. And we'll progress on and continue playing with microphones and stuff to possibly do podcasty type of things. But yeah, I've got stuff in the pipeline. I just need days that are 48 hours long, or a requirement of not needing to sleep. That would be a good thing as well. Right, I am wittering on as usual. I can never end these things in a quick manner, so I will just pull the plug. Thank you all very much for watching. Have a fantastic rest of the week, and hopefully see you sometime at the weekend. And until the next one, keep it hard. See you.